Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk into a foreign country and be instantly respected and welcomed? For many Singaporeans, that's not a dream. It's a real experience in several parts of the world. Why? It comes down to Singapore's global reputation for safety, efficiency, and high living standards, plus the image of Singaporeans as polite, well-prepared, and financially secure travelers. Add in one of the world's strongest passports and solid diplomatic ties, and it's easy to see why Singaporeans are held in such high regard. In this video, we'll explore 10 countries where Singaporeans are treated like VIPs, places where your arrival is met with warmth, respect, and genuine appreciation. Stay tuned, because one of these destinations might just become your next travel goal. Number 10, France. Respect for refinement. Have you ever stepped into a place that feels like it understands your rhythm? That's what many Singaporeans experience in France, especially in Paris, a country known for its elegance and love for fine living. France tends to recognize and respect travelers who appreciate quality, and Singaporeans fit that description perfectly. In luxury hotels, boutique stores, and high-end restaurants, service staff often notice where you're from, and their attitude shifts slightly. There's a certain politeness, a hint of warmth, and an attention to detail that makes interactions feel personal. Part of this comes from how France views Singapore, a small yet sophisticated country that values culture, order, and good taste. To many French locals, Singaporeans represent a kind of modern refinement, polite, well-mannered, and worldly. That reputation alone opens doors. It's not about being flashy or demanding special treatment. It's about the quiet respect that comes when people recognize shared values like professionalism, cleanliness, and courtesy. Outside Paris, the warmth often becomes even more genuine. In smaller towns or wine regions, you might find locals curious about Singapore's success story, asking about its skyline, its multicultural food, or its efficiency. They see Singapore as proof that discipline and creativity can live together. So while France can sometimes seem selective about its hospitality, Singaporeans often find the experience surprisingly smooth. Maybe it's the shared appreciation for elegance, or maybe it's because both cultures, in their own ways, understand that true class isn't loud, it's quietly confident. Number 2, South Korea. Shared discipline and modern energy. In cities like Seoul or Busan, Singaporeans often feel an instant sense of connection. Both nations share a deep respect for order, ambition, and cultural pride, values that make interactions surprisingly natural. Koreans see Singaporeans as polite, disciplined, and thoughtful travelers, qualities that mirror their own. In restaurants or shops, small gestures like extra side dishes or friendly conversation often appear once locals learn you're from Singapore. It's not grand treatment, it's genuine respect. The bond runs deeper than tourism. Both countries turn discipline into progress, tradition into innovation. Singaporeans admire Korea's creativity. Koreans respect Singapore's stability. That mutual admiration makes hospitality feel warmer, more personal, and quietly VIP. For many Koreans, Singapore represents a nation that, like theirs, earned its success through effort, and that's something they deeply understand. Number 3, United Arab Emirates. Prestige meets partnership. When Singaporeans arrive in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, they're stepping into a country that feels like a mirror, small in size, but massive in ambition. Both nations built global reputations on discipline, innovation, and world-class efficiency, and that shared mindset earns Singaporeans a level of respect few travelers experience. In luxury hotels and restaurants, service staff often go the extra mile, offering subtle upgrades, personalized greetings, or extra attention once they learn you're from Singapore. It's not about privilege, it's about recognition. The UAE views Singapore as a fellow success story, a partner in progress. Beyond tourism, there's deep admiration in the business world. Singapore is seen as Asia's version of Dubai, organized, reliable, and forward-thinking. Corporate meetings often come with genuine warmth and professional courtesy. Even in traditional markets or cultural tours, locals treat Singaporeans as valued guests, explaining traditions in detail and ensuring every moment feels special. The connection between both nations is built on mutual respect, two hubs that turned vision into value. And for many Singaporeans, That's what makes the UAE experience feel truly deep, not luxury for luxury's sake, but the quiet acknowledgement between equals who understand what it takes to rise on the world stage. Number 5. Thailand, regional friendship and familiarity. For Singaporeans, Thailand feels less like a foreign country and more like a familiar neighbor. The connection runs deep, built through trade, tourism, and decades of cultural exchange under ASEAN. In cities like Bangkok or Phuket, locals often treat Singaporeans with quiet respect. Hotel staff remember your name. Taxi drivers go out of their way to help, and vendors add an extra skewer for friend from Singapore. It's not about privilege. It's genuine friendliness between neighbors. Thai see Singaporeans as polite, respectful, and curious about local life, not just visitors chasing comfort. That attitude earns admiration. It's why, even beyond the tourist zones, you'll often hear, "Ah, Singapore." Good people. The hospitality feels personal because it's rooted in familiarity. Two nations that grew side by side, sharing values, geography, and pride in being part of the same Southeast Asian story. Number 6, Japan. When Singaporeans visit Japan, something remarkable happens. Two cultures built on discipline, order, and respect quietly recognize each other. In cities like Tokyo, Osaka, or Kyoto, Singaporeans often notice how naturally they fit in. Locals respond with warmth not because of nationality, but because they sense shared values and punctuality, cleanliness and courtesy. These are traits Japan treasures, and Singaporeans embody them effortlessly. Many Japanese see Singapore as Asia's modern mirror, efficient, safe, and well-organized. So when they meet Singaporeans, there's instant mutual respect. Service staff bow a little deeper. Conversations last a little longer, and hospitality feels more personal. It's subtle, not grand gestures, but quiet acknowledgement between two societies that understand what it takes to build harmony in a busy world. For Singaporeans, Japan doesn't feel foreign. It feels like meeting a cousin who speaks a different language, but shares the same mindset. Chapter 7, Australia. In Australia, Singaporeans aren't just seen as visitors, they're seen as trusted neighbors. Over the years, that respect has been built through education, business, and friendship. From Perth to Sydney, locals often describe Singaporeans as reliable, hardworking, and fair-minded, qualities Australians value deeply. Many have studied or worked alongside Singaporeans, so the impression comes from experience, not stereotype. When Australians hear Singapore, they think of stability, honesty, and success earned through discipline. That reputation shapes how Singaporeans are treated, with a quiet respect that feels authentic. It's not about formality, it's about trust. In daily moments, a helpful shopkeeper, a friendly chat with a taxi driver, or a neighborly smile at a cafe, that trust comes to life. It's a reminder that relationships between nations aren't built by governments alone, but by people who meet, talk, and carry those impressions forward.
Chapter 8, United Kingdom. For many Singaporeans, visiting the UK feels like tracing back the roots of their modern identity. The connection isn't just historical, it's personal, layered with language, education, and governance systems that shaped who Singapore became. When Singaporeans arrive in London, there's often a quiet familiarity. The architecture, the accents, even the laws, all echo fragments of home. British locals, in turn, see Singaporeans as polite, articulate, and well-mannered reflections of a shared heritage. That mutual recognition creates a sense of ease. Many Singaporeans study or work in the UK, and those interactions have built strong impressions over time. Professors, colleagues, and even landlords often describe Singaporeans as responsible and respectful, the kind of guests who earn trust quickly. This long-standing relationship isn't about colonial ties anymore. It's about how both societies evolve, Singapore blending British structure with Asian discipline, and the UK admiring how that fusion created one of the world's most successful small nations. So when Singaporeans walk through the streets of London, Manchester, or Edinburgh, they're not treated as outsiders. There's a subtle respect, a nod to shared history, and to how Singapore turned lessons from the past into a model for the future. Number 9, South Korea. When a Singaporean visits South Korea, there's an instant sense of connection. The politeness, order, and quiet discipline feel familiar. Shared values that bridge two very different societies. Locals often treat Singaporeans with genuine warmth. It might be an extra side dish at dinner, a free upgrade at a hotel, or a stranger helping you find your way. These gestures come from respect, not routine. Koreans see Singaporeans as polite, intelligent, and grounded, qualities they admire deeply. In return, Singaporeans appreciate Korea's creativity and progress. Both nations share a sense of pride in doing things well, with precision and respect. That mutual admiration creates a friendship that feels natural, not forced. For many Singaporeans, traveling in Korea feels less like being a tourist and more like being welcomed by a friend who understands your values. Number 10. New Zealand. Warmth without pretense. For many Singaporeans, New Zealand feels like stepping into a postcard. Green landscapes, crystal clear air, and people who greet you like an old friend. But beyond its beauty, what makes New Zealand special is the way it welcomes you. From the moment you land, there's no rush, no tension, just quiet respect. Immigration officers smile and chat casually. Locals offer to help with directions, and hotel staff take a genuine interest in your trip. It's not scripted hospitality. It's warmth that feels real. New Zealanders, or Kiwis, see Singaporeans as polite, respectful, and dependable travelers who appreciate culture, nature, and order. That reputation opens doors. It means extra help at airports, personalized service in cafes, and kindness in the smallest moments, like a barista slipping an extra cookie into your coffee or a guide showing you hidden spots most tourists miss. Part of that friendliness comes from shared values. Both nations are small yet ambitious, and both believe in fairness and community. Many Singaporeans study or work here, and their reputation for reliability has quietly shaped how locals see visitors from the Lion City. In cities like Auckland or Wellington, you'll feel that unspoken respect. In small towns like Queenstown or Rotorua, it deepens. People go out of their way to make sure you're comfortable, safe, and truly seen. For Singaporeans, New Zealand isn't just a scenic getaway, it's a reminder that kindness can be effortless, and respect doesn't need to be earned through wealth or status. Sometimes, being genuine is all it takes to be treated like a VIP. Conclusion: being treated like a VIP isn't really about status, it's about reputation. And Singaporeans have earned theirs over decades of consistency, respect, and quiet excellence. Across continents, people respond not just to your passport, but to what it represents: efficiency, humility, and reliability. That's why doors open more easily, smiles last longer, and small gestures of kindness appear when you least expect them. Every good impression a Singaporean leaves abroad reinforces that image, creating a ripple effect that makes the next traveler's experience even better. So whether you're exploring Japan's temples, studying in Australia, or hiking in New Zealand, remember this: the world sees Singapore not just as a country, but as a promise that small can be mighty, polite can be powerful, and respect always travels farther than money ever could.